May your heart be your guiding key.
How's it going, everyone? It's Vivi and welcome to another Rift Apart video. So PlayStation held a small presentation of the PlayStation 5's user interface, or in other words, the user experience. What they showed was footage from pre-production, by the way, so there might be some changes to the UI. You know, like small tweaks for the launch of the console. The UI. I always prefer to go with user interface, you know, known as UI. It's pretty cool. Maybe icons are a bit too small here, but I won't personally be using every single feature. There's a lot of them. If you're curious about the full presentation video, the link will be in the description below. But hey, the point of the video right now is this. Right under the PlayStation Store card, which you can find within the home screen, lies a never-before-seen render of Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. If we don't count the extended demo of June's footage, which was showcased back in August, on the 27th to be exact, well, this render right here is brand new ever since June. We did get extended gameplay footage, yes, but this right here, in its static glory, it's new, folks. And it feels nice. It's not new gameplay, I get that, but it's still exciting to see a new render of this game. Rift Apart has entered a bit of a dry season lately. It's all about Miles Morales right now. Insomniac's Twitter is filled with Miles Morales, and apparently they're tweeting about a cat now. I mean, the game is releasing next month on November 12th for North America and on the 19th for Europe. Oh, since I'm mentioning this game, if we take a look at the introduction sequence of the gameplay demo for Miles Morales, you can notice that they actually used their Rift Apart models in this one. Prior to this, their original PlayStation Studios introduction had the model from All for One for some reason, so it's really cool to see that they actually decided to change the models. The first thought that comes to mind, since Rift Apart appears under PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 5, well, does this mean we're close to the release date? I wouldn't bet on it. Games which appear on the PlayStation Store could just remain there as a pre-order for at least a couple of months. It doesn't mean Rift Apart is planned to launch, let's say, for example, next month. Comparing this to, say, Crash 4, yeah, it's not a PS5 game, but the game was listed back in June, you know, as a pre-order. The game released in October. That's 4 months of waiting period. Now, Miles Morales, for the sake of better comparison, alright, its release date was revealed on September 16th, basically 2 months before its launch. Now with Rift Apart, the official PlayStation page, which by the way I did make a video diving deeper into the details stated on this website, well, the release date is yet to be confirmed. They might reveal the release date soon, I mean no one knows that. But one thing remains certain. Since we're dealing with two AAA titles, yes, Ratchet Clank is now considered a AAA easily. Okay, as I was saying, two AAA games in the same month, not to mention that these two games are being made by the same developer, while do not expect both Rift Apart and Miles Morales to release within the same month. No way. Spidey is huge compared to Ratchet & Clank. If any sales were to suffer due to hype overload, it'd be Rift Apart. Miles Morales would dominate the market. Not to mention that Miles Morales is going cross-gen also, PlayStation 4 and PS5. Rift Apart is PlayStation 5 exclusive. So this could entice people to just buy, say, the PS4 version of Miles Morales, put their money on that. And then of course get a free upgrade on PlayStation 5. Yes, that's a thing by the way, unless you go for the Ultimate version, which has a $20 extra fee from what I heard. You know, because it comes with Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, which is, by the way, not standalone. It's exclusive to the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales. All I'm saying is, don't expect two major first-party titles to launch within the same month. If Rift Apart's release date gets revealed, say, next month, we could be expecting 2 to 3 months of waiting period before the game launches. If we strictly, of course, compare the situation to Miles. If I make a generous guess, Rift Apart could release in January 2021. Heck, it could go up until March 2021. Also, this isn't a situation where we can base our thoughts regarding the release date on, you know, which division is handling Rift Apart. all games after A Crack in Time, which released in 2009, well, all the games that came after were worked by the North Carolina division. As for the PlayStation 4 game, The Reimagining, well, a 2014 blog confirmed that yes, there was a collaboration between North Carolina and California. As for Rift Apart, I'm guessing both divisions are also collaborating. I mean, Ratchet Clank on the PlayStation 5? It is exclusive, so it is a big deal for them. So right now, saying something like, oh, maybe North Carolina is handling Rift Apart, so yeah, since it's two different teams, Ratchet Rift Apart might release next month, or maybe even in December. We cannot base our conclusion on that. At least, not yet. We don't know which division is specifically handling Rift Apart. Anyway, like I said, do not expect two AAA games, Miles Morales and Ratchet, to release in November. No way. From a financial perspective, I don't think Sony feels like it's a good idea. So yeah, Rift Apart, I personally feel we're gonna have to wait just a bit longer. Now, with that said, what I'd like to do is to go back to this beautiful render. Zoom in. Notice those scratches on Ratchet's wrench. Talk about detail. I believe this is in-game render, because why not? Look at the extended demo. Simply gorgeous. All these reflections in the eyes, the surfaces, how light reflects on every single object. The amount of fidelity the PlayStation 5 provides for this game is simply astonishing. The theme really does remind us of Into the Nexus, come to think of it. As for the logo, there's a slight change I've noticed. The words Rift Apart have been slightly raised upwards, and the text now has light blue drop shadow effect going on. As for the TM trademark, it's gone. That's probably just a little mistake on Sony's part. I don't think this hints at the box art, at least for the placement. But as for the pose and the model, the render, well, it could be part of the box art. Well, at least, you know, not to its fullest extent. But I do imagine purple as the main theme again. Into the Nexus, if we go back to its box art, it does in fact follow the purple theme. If this pose ends up on the box art, well, it'd be the second box art in the series with Ratchet floating in mid-air. Unless you want to compare the box art with the Japanese versions, I'm simply talking about the North American and, you know, Europe box art. Looking at those, he's always been standing. And you know what this reminds me of? When All For One was first announced in 2010, 10 years ago. This part of the trailer right here, how Ratchet just jumps forward and floats in mid-air. How time flies. 10 years, wow. So yeah, with that said folks, this is it for the video. I thought discussing the release date while also showing this new piece of render, I thought it'd be interesting. I hope what I said in the video is not too far off. You know, we are dealing with two AAA games being developed by Insomniac Games, so I would like to hear your own thoughts in the comments section below, alright? So yeah, do your stuff, and as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for watching.